Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned yet again for a little playthrough. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, today we are playing, as the title would suggest, Brutal Doom, Hell on Earth Starter Pack. We've got 3 episodes, Hell on Mars, Battle of Los Angeles, and Behind Hellish Lines. Now we are of course not going to be playing all 3 of these, although I'm not sure how far we're actually going to get, because when you actually play the game, as far as I can tell, what ends up happening is it's all one long episode. You just basically can skip the different campaigns. So starting on Hell on Mars, we start, of course, on Mars, as one would imagine. Now, of course, this is Brutal Doom version 20. We have the high-res texture pack, which is why it's running a little slow. We, of course, have a few other mods running. We've got the Ultimate Doom HUD, which allows us to, of course, have a slightly better HUD than usual. There is another version of this HUD, actually, that's slightly better. I don't know why it's still lagging as it is, but then again, these are pretty huge levels that are very well designed, as you can see. I mean, this thing looks really good. In fact, you know what we'll do? Just in case something's making it slow down. Shit. We don't have the Brutal Doom options, which means we might not be getting quite the frame rate that I would like. Not straight 60 frames. But yes, I was going to try to change the blood. Actually, let's see. Can I change the blood? Getting it anyway here? Open Doom Visor. No. Damn. Oh yeah, this also has a flashlight. If you press the Y key, it looks beautiful. Well, I think it should be fixing itself. But anyway, as you can see, the levels for not Ultimate Brutal Doom, for this Hell on Earth starter pack are very well designed, very large and labyrinthine, and very well detailed. And I forgot that I was purple for some reason. And I'm still just the basic Brutal Doom Marine. And you can shoot the glass, which is really cool. You'll notice there are some assets from Duke Nukem in this, which work quite well to make it. It's a very realistic WAD, as you can see, which is just awesome in many ways. And, you know, once again, you know, Doom 4 is going to have pretty big shoes to fill. I mean, this already exists. New graphics doesn't necessarily make it a better game, you know? And I get the feeling that, you know, one of the reasons why a lot of these AAA games are as successful as they are as, well, in many ways amazing as they are, is because they hire, you know, really expensive voice talent. Unless you're getting, like, I don't know, let's see, Ron Perlman as Doom Guy, which I doubt he would do. Well, you know, he might. He was that random guy in, what was that? Turok. He was the random guy in Turok, so you never know, and I'm completely out of ammo. That's not good. That's the only problem with not having double... Oh, wait, I got 31 rounds, apparently, from somewhere. I'm actually going to turn double ammo on, just because I hate running out of bullets. What can I say? I'm not a pro MLG gamer like some of my fans are, apparently, being able to do Nightmare with just the fist with one eye closed and both hands tied behind their back. Yes, the old shotgun. You know, I was saying in the Project Brutality video that it is good to use something other than shotgun, but for some reason, I'm just kind of in the mood for the classic shotty. So you don't have any grenades? I got one. And the grenades in original Brutal Doom are a bit more powerful than Project Brutality's. I imagine you can run this with Project Brutality, but I'm too lazy to see if it'll work, and this is kind of how it was meant to be played anyway. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's an amazing little WAD, to say the least. It's very simple though. It does usually end on a switch. But there are a few things about it that do stand out, though. There are a few scripted segments with other Marines. We'll get to those possibly later. Of course, I've already played this through. Look at that. You got the fucking, you know, things moving. Let's grab that real quick. Which is awesome, to say the least. Now this isn't, like, the greatest WAD ever 111, but it certainly is a pretty well-designed WAD, nonetheless. And there's my computer revving up. I find it funny that I get some frame drops with, you know, Brutal Doom, But whenever I do, say, Fallout 4, playing that, God help you, or, you know, getting the footage for that, no frame drops. None. Game from 2015 cannot compete with a game from 1993. Or in the case of Doom 2, 1995. For some reason I like that. That makes me quite the hipster, though, I know. And we all know how much I don't necessarily like hipsters. What with my statement of Morrowind hipsters. That pissed a few people off, which amused me to no end. What can I say? There are some people who think Morrowind is the greatest game of all years, 111, but, you know, for me, I just can't enjoy it. You know, it's one of those games where it's so complex that... Now, let's see, where the hell do I go? I think I know where to go, but... See, I've already played this before. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to go down here or not, and I'm already really hurt, so... Shit, I'm dead. Just mutated, but thankfully we didn't lose that much progress. But now it's like... I know there's some older gamers that are pretty hardcore about their RPGs, and they gotta be super complex and super advanced. You know what always annoys me, on a completely unrelated note? Whenever I see people playing Doom, they never play it right. I know I shouldn't say that, because I'm like, oh, I'm not a pro MLG, but they never auto-run. I've never understood that. You see a lot of people, like, say, Total Biscuit, or even Yahtzee. You know, he's playing Brutal Doom, and he's crawling around. Let's see, let's turn auto-run off. Look at that. That just bothers the hell out of me. It's like, hurry the fuck up! You know, Doom Guy runs fast for a reason. You know? That's the thing about all those professional reviewers, is they're not as tech savvy as they could be, you know? It's like, once again, go back to Yahtzee, you know, playing Hexen. I remember his little playthrough of that. It's like, oh, I had to spend 6 months working on DOSBox. It's like, really? You could have just used Z-Doom, GZ-Doom, Xandronum, anything like that. And that would have been perfectly easy. But it's like, ah, well, they're busy making all the big bucks, whereas I'm not. So, what can I say? And I can't complain too much, because I got my awesome graphics card, courtesy of... Ah, shit. Courtesy of Wizardbot, so I'm not complaining on that one at all. Because if I really wasn't doing any good, I wouldn't have the graphics card, and I would not be doing this video. As you can also hear, there is a heavy metal soundtrack, but I have it turned down, so we don't have to try to hear me over all that. But yeah, you know, it's like, being tech savvy, I think, is a necessity if you're going to be reviewing certain things. That's one problem with a lot of those really established reviewers. You know, they're way more popular than me, but they never talk about certain things than I do. I don't know why that exploded. Oh yeah, because there's one fucking shotgun man over there. Fuck you, dude. You're so great with your shotty. Although I recently upgraded my own shotty with a sling. Why? Because it's pretty cheap to get a sling. Although that's one problem with the Mossberg 500 is it does not come with a sling. But and the slings ain't cheap, especially the sling swivel. Ugh. Try saying that 5 times fast. No, I'm not gonna do it. Sling swivels are not cheap. Like $20. It doesn't seem like a lot, but well, for what it is. I think I turned off the sling, or this doesn't have a sling. I think it has it, but it isn't like flopping around though, which is good. It always looked like it was the Doom Guy's massive bullets. Okay, let's shoot that. Well, I shot one of them. Yeah, we're getting close to 60 frames. You know, I bet if I had spent hours tweaking it, it probably would look better. But you know what? Who cares? But yeah, a lot of the older school, harder core gamers than I, you know, it's like, they hated Fallout 3, and you know what, I can understand why Fallout 3 might not be seen as good as some previous Fallouts, if only in terms of the story, because Fallout 3 is good, don't get me wrong, but it is a lot simpler, you know, than Fallout 1 or 2 in the story department, but it's way better in the gameplay department. You know, I never liked Fallout 1 or 2, and I didn't even know they existed back in the day, and if I had known they existed, I wouldn't have played them, simply because I did not like, you know, user interfaces that I had to fight. And what I mean by that is, it's like, okay, when I tried to play Fallout 1, I could barely make any progress, because, well, the game has a very steep learning curve, and that's mainly because of the, you know, overly complex gameplay mechanics, and the somewhat finicky combat. Now I know, you know, Fallout veterans are like, oh, GeneralLotz, you're just too stupid to play video games. Sever both hands and only play games with your teeth. Well, I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is complain about those games for a moment. The stories look quite good, actually. They really do, but I cannot get into them. You know, maybe it's because I played a different kind of game back in the day. You know, because I really liked, you know, Doom. Doom is very straightforward. You walk forward and shoot enemies. You didn't need 3 keys just to fire one gun, and you didn't have like one bullet for the whole game, you know? And I know that's an obvious exaggeration for Fallout, but it's like, it's a game that does not welcome you, you know? It's a game that really punishes you, and I don't really understand why that makes for a better game. Yeah, hard games are not bad. Hard games are probably some of the best games you can play, simply for one major reason. They make you really appreciate shit cut. Okay. This is one of those levels where I'm just gonna have to save a lot, it would seem. I'm used to this thing, I'm used to Project Brutality where I have the health, you know, go up. We're at least gonna try to get through, Nightmare on Mars or whatever the fuck this thing is. Oh, and I missed the bloody door, but see, that's the thing. Hard games are good. And see, like, I know I'm complaining about Fallout 4, Fallout 1 and 2 because they're difficult, but they're difficult for the wrong reasons, I think. They're difficult not because, you know, the enemies are really well programmed, but a combination of annoying interface and the fact that if the dice are not in your favor, you're screwed. That I don't like. I've always hated any sort of dice roll system, even though, you know, KOTOR 1 and 2 are some of my favorite games, but it just never seemed with those games that it was hard to figure out what you're supposed to do. When you play KOTOR 1 and 2, it's pretty easy to figure out, you know, what you gotta do. Whereas with, you know, Fallout 1 and 2, it is, you kind of have to know what you're doing to play the game. And that doesn't mean every game should be super easy and anybody should be able to figure out, yeah, I can see I've got 3 health. And no, I'm going to save. I'm going to save. Right there. It's going to be one of those playthroughs, you know? Like, you save just before you die. Those are some of the best, because of they're the hardest, and you really appreciate it when you finally find that one health kit. But you don't want the whole game to be that way. That's kind of like, that's one of my big pet peeves, so to speak, when it comes to overly hard WADs. You know, where the whole game is, you've got 1 health, 1 bullet, and you're just dying over and over again. It shouldn't really be that way. Doom, I think, should be where it's just you're constantly pushing forward. You know, you're never having to really be afraid of what's around the next corner. And if you fuck yourself like I have here, where I'm at 3 health with 49 armor, yeah, that's on me. You know, I wasn't playing it as smartly as I could, or I just wasn't getting lucky and dodging appropriately, you know? Like right there. But the whole game should be purpose designed to just piss you off. Whereas it just seemed like with Fallout 1 and 2, it just seemed like it was designed to really make you... That early game, though, that's why I never got any further, is the early game for Fallout 1 and 2, God, I keep wanting to say Far Cry. Far Cry 1 and 2 just is so punishing. You know, it's like, I can't kill a rat. Okay, I can't kill a rat. And that really annoys me. It really does, because I want to be able to do something more than not be able to do anything. It's like, yay, you've played for 2 hours, and you still will die to wolves. To me, that's just not fun. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's not good for anybody. And there's little water droplets, which is cool. I can only imagine what kind of computer you'd have needed. I always say that whenever I play really amazing Doom WADs, like this, or say Knee Deep in Doom. It's like you'd have needed the goddamn HAL 9000 to run it back, you know, in '93. This is probably designed with technology that didn't exist for years afterwards. And I'm not even talking like, you know, I'm not even talking like Doom technology. Because Doom technology has definitely improved as time has gone on. You know, what the mappers use and everything. But I'm talking like just in general. You probably wouldn't be able to do this. One of the things, like, I do know that one of the original Doom guys, whose name I can't remember at the moment, did create a WOD after, 25 years, but I haven't played it, and, I'm pretty sure, it sounds like an asshole, but I highly doubt it's as good as, say, a map created like this. He's going to be creating it like it's 1993 all over again, and that just, it's a bit outmoded, honestly, by today's Doom standards. That's kind of crazy when you think about it, that Doom itself, a game from 1993, actually has had technology levels, but it has, So creating a map like that, well, in the Doom community, it's going to be like, well, that's good and all, but it's still pretty primitive compared to, say, something like this map here. It's like, yeah, it was made by one of the original Doom guys, but it feels like an original map. Now, if he actually had done it using modern-day map tools and stuff like that, maybe it might have made a bigger splash, but I think he probably sees Doom as, this old game, and I can understand that. But it would be kind of cool to see the original id Software team come back to their game and use modern day mapping methods and all that. That'd be really cool. Just imagine like a super official, as official as you can ever get, version of Brutal Doom or Project Brutality, done by, John Carmack and all the rest. John Carmack is the only name I can remember at the moment. Why? Because I'm old. Let's see. Yes. Far Cry, Fallout 1 and 2. I don't think I'll ever review it just because I can't ever get past anything. And then Fallout 2 annoys me to no end, mainly because one of my big problems with that is I need a red key for that. I see a red door, and, I kind of want to paint it black, but I don't think there is a black key. But anyway, it's that introduction is just annoying. Because, like, you have to go through, some goddamn thing. It's like a temple trial kind of thing. And, like, I died so many times trying to go through there. And that's the other issue. That's the other issue I have with games like Fallout 1 and 2. Is that you have to have knowledge of how the game works. What I mean is, if you don't put points how they're supposed to be, you're screwed. You're just screwed, because you're not going to have enough action points. You're not going to have enough skill points to do anything, and that I'm annoyed with, mainly because I really shouldn't have to study, and especially if it was back then. Back then it'd be worse. I shouldn't have to study a wiki just to create my character. That's not. A game, I think, should be a way to sort of not necessarily escape reality, but as a diversion from reality, unless like you're doing a simulator game. But even then, even a simulator game is a diversion from reality. If you're like, say, an accountant, and you're playing Farm Simulator 2016, you're not really a farmer, but you try to mimic being a farmer, so. But like, a game is supposed to be fun. Now I know some people say, oh, games aren't ever supposed to be fun, but it's like, okay, I'm not having fun when I'm trying to take a goddamn math course to distribute my points. So it's like, you have to know that. You have to be lucky, And when I think of, like, intentionally hard games like Dark Souls, Dark Souls is so great because it doesn't rely upon, a dice roll system. It's, if you dodge in time, you dodge in time, And if you don't, you're fucked. And that's the thing. My skill in Dark Souls primarily comes from knowing when to dodge, knowing the right kind of character build, but even if you completely botch your character build, it doesn't really matter. Now, some might dispute me on that, but I remember when I played Dark Souls the first time, I did not know what I was doing. And so what I ended up doing was I created and I completely died there, I ended up creating a knight, mage, pyromancer character who could barely move, but damn, he could throw weak pyromancer spells, and he could also, shoot magic terribly. It was a terrible build, but I was still able to play the game. I was still able to beat Ornstein and Smough with that, But it was mainly a learning experience. There are some times in games like, Far Cry 1 and 2, or even the Ultima series, where if you do the wrong build, it's unplayable. You fucked up. And that's the thing. It just annoys me. I want to be able to learn the game myself, sort of. It shouldn't be where, okay, oh man, you fucked up your character creation, well, you might as well just stop playing 20 hours in. Well, maybe not that bad, but it's stuff like that. You know, it's like, I can't enjoy that. And I'm not saying everything needs to be simplified for dumb people like me, but it would be nice if it wasn't so annoying. And that's why I can't really enjoy it. Now, the reason why I like Fallout New Vegas is because, you know, it has the story complexity of older games, where it's not just, you good, evil bad. It's more gray than that, and I like that a lot. But with Fallout New Vegas, you have an easy character creation. You don't have to worry about that sort of... You don't have to... When you play Fallout New Vegas, you're playing a game, okay? You leave, you know, Doc, what's-his-name's house. You already have a couple weapons that are good, you know? And it's just... You can get into the game and play it and have fun. It's not just you smashing your head into a brick wall for half the game and then, oh, now it's all too easy. And so it's like, you gotta find balance. You really do. You know, you gotta have it be where early game, you're not just head brick wall, and late game, it's not just skating on ice, greased ice, you know. What's funny is the only game that I really like from the early days of RPG, or not the only game, but the only games that I really like are actually the Dragon Warrior and Final Fantasy games. Those, I think, work quite well. You know, Dragon Warrior 1 is probably the oldest RPG that I like. Mainly because it's not annoying to me. It's easy to get into. It's one goddamn button. And I know one of you guys stated that in some of those other games it's all keyboard shortcuts, but even that's kind of annoying, you know? Because you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I bring up the inventory? No, it's not I. No, it's not escape. It's like you're hunting for the right key, and it's like, oh, you didn't pick up random object G111, well, the whole game's hosed, might as well start up a new one. It's just like, I don't want to do that. Dragon Warrior is nice and simple. You can play it with 2 buttons. I can see why people back then, especially people like me, would be like, I would like an RPG that is actually, you know, fun. And I would have enjoyed Dragon Warrior back in the day if I had known it existed. But sadly, I never did play it because I was unaware of it. But I know I would have hated Ultima. I can guarantee you on that one. I know you guys love Ultima and some of those other ones like Wizardry. But I know for a fact, I would have been like, okay, bored now. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't even know why I'm supposed to do it. Sometimes simplicity works. Hence why I like Doom, you know? It's like, shoot demon. It's just, I think that's one of the things that I'm really going to get across in Fallout 4, though, when I get that review done. It's just, Fallout 4 simplifies too much and thus can please nobody, really. Well, it can please some, because obviously somebody liked it, otherwise it wouldn't have sold, but it pleases some, but it doesn't please me, because it doesn't have a complex story, and the gameplay does leave a lot to be desired. But if you just wanted a nice, straightforward RPG, because I can understand why some would not like Fallout New Vegas, or even Fallout 3, because like, when I first played Fallout 3, I was like, okay, really, the weapons are degrading, like, I don't have to worry about that, I just want to shoot the bad guys and worry about the story. And that's perfectly fine, but once you start to learn, you know, the weapons degrading, then it's not that big a deal. I know what you're going to say, well, John, couldn't you learn, you know, the complex gameplay mechanics for that? And that's true, but weapons degrading is a lot simpler to figure out than any of the things in Ultima. And it's still pretty straightforward, even at that. Let's see, where is the red door? Why don't anybody ever paint those things black, you know? You know, like, no colors anymore. I want it to turn black. But yes, Fallout New Vegas. Still one of my favorite games of all time. Okay, the red door's got to be in here. Okay, good. Nobody painted it black yet. It'd be very hard to find if they did. But we shall see if a modder can make Fallout 4 any better. I don't know if it can be. I know there's already some mods trying to fix it, but it's just... You know, for me, it's the story. There's already a mod out now that allows you to, not that doesn't allow you to do anything. There's a mod out now that fixes a lot of the problems in Aliens, Colon, and Marines. And that's fine, but the story's still shit. So it's like, okay, I'm shooting some aliens, but I don't have any good context for it. The context still annoys me. So I'm still not happy, you know, I'm still annoyed or angered at the story. So even if you fix the gameplay in Fallout 4, it's still not going to be very good because the story is still crap. You know, there's so many ways you can make that story way better, and I don't know why they didn't do it. Let's see, there we go. And see, that's really cool. It definitely made this a lot more realistic. This is another, you know, upgrade to, you know, Knee Deep in the Dead. And they've done an amazing job on it. Is it as good as Knee Deep in Z-Doom? I think not. But then again, Knee Deep in Z-Doom was a so-called community project, whereas I don't know who worked on this. I believe it was Sergeant Mark IV. And if it was, he did a great job. If it was other people, then so be it. But that's the thing, you know, E1 has been upgraded so many times, and I don't have a problem with that, because I love E1. I love this Hell on Earth version as much as I do Knee Deep in Z-Doom. And in many respects, I like it a little more than Knee Deep in Z-Doom because it once again simplifies it. This is a game that you can turn your brain off and just shoot bad guys, you know. That's kind of the problem with, you know, Fallout 4, is yeah, you can turn your brain off and shoot bad guys, but there are times when I like to turn my brain back on and talk to people, you know. That makes the shooting bad guys part even more fun. Whereas with this, okay, you know, you fight the demon, that's it. You don't really need that much for Doom. At least I don't think. Or I could sound like a complete and total insane madman. Music sounds really good. I don't know if you guys can hear it too much. Hopefully it's not too loud. That is some fucking awesome music. So, in many respects, this is a game just to really take it. It's a very cathartic game. Very cathartic when you play Doom. I don't know. And also, I thought the pipe rifles were kind of stupid, and the pipe weapons were also rather dumb. It's like, okay, really now? The hunting rifle I had no problem with because it was a bolt action. You know, I don't have a problem with that. But it's like, okay, how are you going to have a semi-auto pipe rifle? It's like, are bandits, or raiders I should say, are they going to be really smart enough to create complex gas systems, you know, and stuff like that? I just don't see them being able to do that. And I didn't like where, you know, the Brotherhood of Steel went. It felt really kind of assholey to, okay, here's the Brotherhood of Steel in Far Cry or Fallout 3, and they're really cool because they want to help the Wasteland, and then it's just, okay, well, you know what, they're back to basic, you know, boss style. It just felt like that was kind of a cheap cop out there. One of the things I may consider doing in the future, ladies and gentlemen, is I may be considering doing some more Dragon Warrior reviews. Dragon Warrior 2, potentially. Because Dragon Warrior 2 is, in many respects, far better than Dragon Warrior 1. See, like, okay, this whole Hell on Earth thing right here, as you can see, it's very, very awesome, and it's also free. All you have to have is Doom 2, that is. It's like, okay, why exactly is Doom Fallout 4 going to be any better than this? You know, it's like, graphics! You know, it's like, do these graphics look that bad? I just don't know, you know? Because window dressing is only so much. That's another thing that I might start mentioning in some reviews. Because I was thinking about something. You know, once again, it all really does come down to balance. And one of the things that developers need to do is they need to balance their story with their gameplay. And what I mean by that is sometimes the story in a game is too good. Deadpool, the video game version of Deadpool, is a very good example of that. That game's story is too good, and the game's gameplay is too bad. The gameplay for Deadpool is very boring, very dull. It's just a third-person shooter hack and slasher. Nothing amazing, you know. And if you want to see a full review of that, it's on CGR Undertale. Well, not a full review. If you want to see a CGR review of that, will I do that review again? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. See, the problem is not to play these games a second time. Some of these games I just don't really feel like playing again. It's like Deadpool, you know? Deadpool, fun game to a point. It's one of those games that I find myself playing it not for the gameplay, but so I can get to the next cutscene. And that is not good. Because ultimately, when you do that, you start to see just how shallow the gameplay really is. It's like, okay, why am I playing the game? Am I playing it to have fun, or am I playing it for other reasons? And that's the thing. I should not have to ask the question of, am I playing it to have fun? I should just be playing it. But with Deadpool, I'm not playing it to have fun. I'm playing it to get to the next cool cutscene, you know, with fucking Nolan North and his incredible performance. Now, does that mean games have to have better writing? No. It just means that if you're going to have a good story, you need to have also good gameplay. Halo does it pretty well. Halo's always had an excellent story, even if I know some people think the story is really stupid, it doesn't make any sense, but I don't know where they get that. It's like, when we play the same game, it's just classic, it's just mil SF. That's all Halo's story really is. It's just military science fiction, and it does it well. But it doesn't do it so well that it's like, okay, can I get past this boring shooter segment and get to where I can see Master Chief being cool? So it's like, you know, you have to really get the balance right. It's like with Doom, you know, it's like Doom was all about the gameplay, and that's why it's one of the games I still play to this day, because I can shut my brain off and do it. And I think, really, the games that we play for years and years really are the gameplay games. Oh, I remember this level, this one's hard. This thing is fucking balls to the wall hard, from what I remember. And I think I did play this with Project Brutality, but, well. Fuck it. V20. V20 all the way. Because I seem to remember this being really hard with Project Brutality. Yeah, I bet I did play it with Brutality. But when I was trying to get this thing set up to actually record, I went into the Hell on Earth folder, and for some reason none of the files were in there. So I guess that should have been the first clue that maybe I should be playing it with old Brutality, but oh well. Oh well, it's easier for me, well, it's easier somewhat for me to play it V20, because it does really get tough. Especially now, I do recommend if you want a good challenge, and you're not a pro MLG gamer, set the spawn on Project. Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. Little PS, Xbox kind of thing, even though that's a radio. That was cool, so we shot him onto the pool table. Let's save, shall we? But yeah, Project Brutality gets tough. If you want to play it on something where it's a little more difficult, but not so, play it on Death Wish. The spawn count, it just spawns in the really hard monsters, but if you play it on the lower difficulties, like I do. That's the thing, I will never pretend to be a good pro MLG kind of person. I just play to have fun. That's why I'm here. I just want to play a fun... I bet if I jump down there, I'll die. Let's save and find out. Yep, I just died. I just wanted to see. Oh shit. They're literally... Where are the enemies? All over. Okay, I don't know what we'll do. We'll drop a grenade. I didn't know where that was. Well, I remember where it is now. Okay. Eat, grin. A lot of people call grenades just nades, but I always called them grins. Why? Oh, really? I hate it when that happens. Why? Because Deathlands. They call them grins in that, and I refuse to change that. I was calling grenades things different. Shit. Okay, this is where it's gonna get tough. Okay, can I kick that out? No, I can't. Shoot that. Alright, I'll just toss two in there. Well, I guess I have to. Did those really just... worst game of the year, all years, 2-2-2. And also, the imps aren't quite as annoying in V20. I find the imps to be horribly angering. As I mentioned in the review in Project Brutality, they just... When you're at low health like I am right now, they can insta-kill you. they can perform an execution and kill you, which is cool in theory, but there are so many times where, like, I'm trying to run away from them to shoot them, and they lock you into that execution and you die, and it angers me to no end. Shit, that's a lot of them. Ooh, could do a flippity flap, are you? Well, guess what? I got a chain gun, so it doesn't matter. I have a chain gun. Your argument is invalid. Let's see, anything modern day gaming related that I can say? Well, I haven't played Far Cry Primal. Doesn't look bad, but it looks sell out to hell though. But then again, selling out is not a bad thing. If I could sell out, I would. I'd love to sell out. I could have lots of monies. That's the thing. You should never complain about somebody selling out unless you have infinite money. Oh, that's kind of neat. Look at that. Look at that. That's fucking awesome. But you should never complain about selling out, because that's what everybody wants to do. Because selling out is good. Selling out allows you to buy things. Selling out allows you to not have to have menial jobs. You know, that's the thing. Nobody wants to have a menial job, especially people that have had menial jobs. This is myself. What you want is to be able to make the most amount of money with the least amount of work. That is how it goes. That might sound kind of assholey. It's like, oh, you don't want to work. No, it's just you don't want to have to do overnights or something like that. That's always very annoying. I've mentioned that in several Let's Plays about how much I despised doing that back in the day. Like, okay, yeah, you'll never sell out. Alright, then enjoy working till 6 in the morning from 11 at night. Enjoy that, because that's fun. But then again, you know, some people just never work and just live on the dole. Which I guess is not bad. Money's money, I guess. Well, actually, I think that is. But I don't really like to. I will not judge anybody, because I believe, unlike a lot of people these days, unfortunately, that judge ye lest ye be judged. Unless you like do something really stupid, or believe that we should all go back to living in the Paleolithic era. And it's like, good luck, motherfucker. Hope you enjoy dying of dysentery from drinking untreated water. That's the thing, we got so much bad history these days. I'm not going to wax political for you guys, but it's like, man, if we lived natural, if you lived natural, you'd be dead. Or at the very least, you'd probably wish you were. Hey, can I go back there? No. Let's see, can I shoot that? Andrews. I wonder if that's an in-joke or something? I don't know. Let's got some plasma. Ooh, we got the double-barreled shotty. Did I grab a key in here? Okay, I did. Alright, I didn't know that I grabbed a key, so I was still trying to find it. Yeah, it's like, anybody who thinks that living a paleo diet... Oh, God, I hate hearing that. Because that's a new thing, or maybe it isn't new and I just never heard of it, which is more accurate than... Okay, you know what? I want to mention something. I wonder if anybody's ever complained about that. I hate public bathrooms. Now, I don't know if it's true everywhere, but in America, there's very little privacy in a public bathroom. It's disgusting. But anyway, yeah. Let's see, what was I saying? Paleo diet. Yeah, paleo diet. Fuck people who think paleo diets are good. People back in the Paleolithic era were doing their level best to not starve to death. Okay? And because, let's see, Paleolithic. I can't ever get my ethics right. The Neolithic era was a revolution. Anything prior to the discovery of agriculture was very bad for anybody, because they were busy hunting and gathering. That's literally all they could do. Otherwise, they'd starve to death and die. It's not something that is not a society you would want to live in. I can tell you that. Same way with those people who think that capitalism is bad. God damn. You know, it's funny that they do that, because it's like, fuck capitalism. Well, then turn in your phone, turn in your clothes, and live in a... What were those things called? Because I remember studying those not too long ago, because I was curious. They're like Khrushchev apartments or something, like made during the Khrushchev era, and people still have to live in them to this day. It was just crazy to me. But that's what you get for communist countries, you know? I mean, ask people in North Korea if they think communism works. Well, they'll probably say yes, because if they don't, they'll get killed. I've never understood why people think that communism is somehow great. Mainly, well, probably because they never wanted for a thing in their lives. So, it's like, Oh, this will be so much better. Okay, what the hell? Let's save just in case. Personally, that's the one thing about modern day society that I hate. It's just everybody wants to ban everything. They want to ban guns, they want to ban meat, they want to ban freedom of travel. Anybody who tells me the car century was a bad idea is a goddamn dumbass. Okay, maybe we go up here. But anyway. Okay, what the fuck? Because as you guys can see, I know some of you guys are complaining that I like to cheat. Ooh, here we are. Get the fuck out of my way, chair. So convoluted. I would not want to work at this base. I would not. It's like, hey, Lotz, can you go out there and, take in the next order? You have to go through the exit. Okay, so here's how you open the door. Okay, so we made it through Marine HQ. Oh, we finished, I think. Seems like the Marines' barricades have fallen and the survivors are forced to retreat. You follow the advice you received from the radio and head up to the portal testing center in another attempt at regrouping with your fellow Marines. Now, see, here's the thing. You can already tell this is a pretty high-class WAD for one major reason. The actual English used in it is pretty good. Now, I don't know if it's because people who don't speak English well like to work on WADs, which I wouldn't be surprised since most of the best games are made either in Japan or Europe. But it's like, okay, half the time, none of the storylines make sense. Oh, I remember this. That's never a good sign whenever you hear me say that annoyingly. Because you know there's going to be something bad and I'm going to die a lot. Okay, I think... See, part of me wants to show you guys this whole thing, but... You know, I think after this level, we might stop. And I'll do another one. You know, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But I'm really... I find it funny. This is one of the problems with Let's Plays that I like to do. This is why I like to... This is why you should always, if you're ever going to do videos, do things you like. Don't force yourself to do something that you don't. Because, like, playing a bad game is actually a lot harder than it sounds. Because playing a bad game, you have to force yourself to play it. Whereas this, you know, I'm getting into it to the point where I don't even want to fucking stop. It's like, I want to keep jabbering at you guys while I am playing the game, you know? Because it's fun. It's a fun WAD here. I mean, this is like a whole new Doom game. And, you know, put with Project Brutality or Brutal Doom, I mean, this is a lot. And that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like, Doom, is it going to be good? It could be the best game in the world, but is it going to be better than this? I don't know. I just don't know. See, I can't get up there, and I'm standing in the fire. Jump in the fire! It's because you got HD graphics. Graphics does not mean you're going to be better than this right here. This is one of the better... Now, this is probably one of my top tier best WADs of all time, actually. Like, honestly, if I really don't want to belligerate or exaggerate in any way, this is probably my second favorite level WAD of all time. It's really complex. The level design is excellent. I mean, it looks like a modern game in many respects. And there's no real problems with it. The levels aren't overly long. That's another problem that you'll run into with a lot of WADs. Really, I hate to be the kind of guy that go, the new thing is the best, but in many respects, it's probably one of the best WADs ever made. Even when stacked up with Knee Deep and Z-Doom, because Knee Deep and Z-Doom can get kind of convoluted after a while, whereas this really doesn't, as far as I can remember. But really, I would put this in my top 3 WADs. With Dark 7 being the first, and its mission pack. I consider them both equally as good. I would rate Knee Deep and Z-Doom slightly higher than this, but only slight. And then this. And then this is my third favorite WAD. Level WAD. Because gameplay WADs don't count when you're talking about level WADs. That's a lot of grenades. I can hear the music a little bit, because once again I had to turn it down. This is a Quake song, actually. I think this is Quad Damage, the song, that is. I used to remember them all, because I used to listen to that all the time when I went to run. Then I got sick of it. Although, it is back on my phone. That kind of sucks that phones replaced everything. Also, ladies and gentlemen, does anybody remember what a PDA is? Or a Palm Pilot? But most of you won't. Actually, even those of you who lived back then probably don't. Because they got so thoroughly replaced by phones, nobody thinks of it anymore. But a PDA used to be a big thing. I mean, like, back in early 2000s, man, if you had a Palm Pilot, you were the shit, so to speak. And the Palm Pilots back then, you know, they had like their own data system and everything. It's like, that was cool. I mean, you could buy stuff on Amazon. Oh, you know, it's funny. You know, I consider myself a tech guy. I really do. But I don't keep up that closely with certain kinds of tech. Because I'm like one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of guys. It's like, why am I going to replace this again? How is it appreciably better than what I have? So you won't see me be one of those iPhone people where I'll stand in line for a new iPhone that I won't even use to the fullest extent. I'll be like that. I'll say like, okay, why do you need a $3,000 computer if all you're going to do is check email? Seriously? You don't need that. Save your money. Buy something else. Save. So it's like, you know, it boggles the mind why some people spend, you know, massive amounts of money on their phones. You know, it's like they don't really get the most use out of them that they could. They don't need a fast processor for what? And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I've actually been not recording for about an hour now. I had to help somebody with some computer things. Specifically, and now look at it. Look at it. We're getting full 60 frames per second. No problems whatsoever. You gotta love that, you know? You gotta love it. Let's see. I gotta remember where I even was. I don't have any keys. You know, it's always funny helping people with computer issues. Like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? And it's like I don't really get annoyed because I know we all had to start somewhere back in the day, you know. So if ever you know something about computers and you can help somebody do it, don't be an asshole about it. Just tell them what they need to do, how they need to do it, and just be done with it, you know? It's like, there was a time when we didn't even know what my computer even stood for. Although, I gotta be careful about that. Because, like, for people who don't know what they're doing, you know, they might be using Windows 7, or, God help you, Windows 8. God, I hated that. And I refuse to use Windows 10. I've thought about it, but damn, I don't know, it seems shady now. I'm glad I haven't. I had one friend bugging me to upgrade to it, and I'm like, I don't know. I was like, oh, you know, Windows 10 sounds kind of good. Then I hear about Microsoft trying to lock the whole platform. I don't even know how they're going to do that. But, and then I'm like, no, I don't know. You know, I've been pretty happy with Windows 7, but, you know, I just, that's the thing. You know, I remember learning on fucking Windows 95, where I actually grew up also with DOS. I'm going to smash the where did that idiot come from? Goddamn revenants. Nope, can't urinate. He doesn't have time to clean with himself. Yep, and I think that is quad damage. But yes, you know, just be friendly when people are asking you computer stuff. Because not everybody knows what they're doing, you know. If you're not a computer person, it's not obvious, you know. And make sure if you're using modern day Windows, don't tell them to go to my computer. It's like, go to my computer. Oh, I see computer. And so I meant my computer. And God help you if you tell them to go to File Manager. Look for the little icon that looks like, you know, oh God, no, oh God, no, no, oh God, no. Oh wait, you know, fuck it. I remember. Okay, let me tell you this. This is the most annoying part of this WAD. This right here. When I played it with Project Brutality, I couldn't use cheats. Because they knew that people would use cheats. They wanted you to have it be tough, right? So, here I was, trying to go through here with no cheats, and you're in the middle of a reactor, okay? And so, you're supposed to be dying from, like, the fucking radiation, right? And so, you're just constantly taking damage, and you're probably already hurt to begin with. And it's very, very annoying. But, you know, it's very satisfying at the same time. But yeah, you know, File Manager, I remember that. What was that? Was that Windows 95 or Windows 98? I can't remember. It's been so long. You know, it took me a long time to move on from Windows XP. I loved me some Windows XP for the longest of time. And I'll tell you this, there is one and only one reason why I ever switched to Windows 7. And that reason was, and there goes my phone. And we're back, hopefully not. Oh, god damn it! You fucking elevator! Sometimes you just have to bow to the absurd. Like that fucking Duke-evator going up whilst I'm down here. It's a waste of shotgun shots, but I don't care. Alright, go! Let's finish this fucking thing. Ah, yes. PC problems. Oh, dearie me. And I'm not even like, you know, some sort of super PC guy, okay? Like, I just know basic stuff. And yet, there are some people who, when they do anything computer related, they often like to really overcomplicate things. I'm all for simplicity. I'm all for I'm all for making things very simple and at the same time very efficient. That's just what I do, you know. Is this the red door? No. That's the red door. They never paint these things black. And I guess the black paint's just too expensive. Dark metal gray. Wait, no, dark metal black. Shit. Oops. I just remember dark gold gray for some reason. I don't know. It's from my old modeling days. And there's 15 shades of gray. No, there's 50 shades of gray. Bondage? And modeling? Well, it's not the modeling you think you're thinking of. It's the kind with little paints, and you know, they really made those barons tough. It's the modeling. You wouldn't think it got a pink demon. Well, there's two types of pink demons in this thing. You wouldn't think they'd be so tough, but they really are. You know, it's modeling with little paints and, you know, magnifying glasses and things of that nature. Ah, look at it. Beautiful! Look at that level design. You would have needed a computer. You would have needed like a goddamn. Like you could, like with the level of complexity you would need to run this back in the 90s, you could make fucking Jurassic Park. Oh, you know what? You know, it's weird. Okay. Cray supercomputers. Alright? That's what the Jurassic Park computers were. They were Cray supercomputers. And you know, cell phones are more powerful than those. So, like, when's my fucking, you know, Jurassic Park dinosaur cloning app coming out? I want it. I want to clone me a couple Velociraptors. They're nice and small, you know. I always find that funny. Everybody's got to be like, oh, the Velociraptor's technically really small. The Velociraptor Mongola blah blah blah. Mongola blah blah blah. That's the product of 4 years of college right there. Alright, I think we're getting close to being done. This is an extra long little playthrough. I'm not actually going to... Holy shit, that's a lot of Mancubi. Mancubuses. As big as a fucking bus. No, they're not. They're not even close. It'd be a really small bus. A short bus. That's just rude. I apologize. But yeah, we're not gonna... I don't know, we might do like one Earth level. I mean, I don't like these things going on for an hour, but then again, I mean, sometimes you guys love to see the new WADs, you know. Or you just turn it on to have it be for background. You know, that's how I watch Let's Plays. That's how a lot of people watch Let's Plays, is they just put it on in the background. It takes me for fucking ever to render these things, because I meant to do this in 720. Why? Not because my computer can't handle it, even though, yeah, we had a lot of frame rate dips. But mainly because it takes way less time for me to render, and it's not because the render takes that long, it's just I hate having my computer on overnight, or anything like that, simply because I don't like the noise. That's it. It inconveniences me because of noise. Like, when I sleep, I love to have as much quiet as possible. Okay? And also I like it to be nice and cool. This is Texas. When I lived out in Utah, it was like fucking 70, you know, fucking June, you know? Whereas in Texas... Oh, it's funny! My AC ran out when I was living in Utah, and it was like, oh shit, the AC's out. It's like 70 degrees. I got the window open, and it actually did something, you know? Whereas if you try that in Texas, oh man, you are in for a world of hurt. Okay, where's the fucking switch? It's gonna be fucking hot. You're gonna be fucking sweating all the time. That's the thing. I love Texas, love Houston, but that weather, man, I fucking hate the weather. Always have, always will. Okay, am I just... There it is. Am I just an idiot? I think the answer is obvious. The answer is self-evident that I am indeed. Okay, what in the name of Ysmir did that open up? Okay, that opened up something. But where? Wow. Wow. Oh yeah, the sounds, if you can hear the sounds, but hopefully they're not too loud. Okay, what the fuck? What opened or closed or... There it is. Boom! Staging area finished. Yay. Lab complex entrance. Yeah, now entering Delta Labs. Oh, this one's long too. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it at this. We're gonna go through all the first episode. I mean, really, the rest of the episodes just get better and better. It's very good. It's very, very good indeed. Oh, wait, I still got God mode on. I forgot. Oops. I can just leave God mode on. What are you guys gonna do? What are you gonna do? Huh? Complain? Complain in the comments? Oh, GeneralLotz said that... Wait, what am I doing? It's the problem with recording these things late in the eve. I got a fan just started to get to rev even more. See, I don't have a liquid cooling system. Oh yeah, I picked up one of those. For some reason I expected the Duke sound effect of cool. Although it sounds like John St. John is saying cool, and I don't really know why. It's just kind of how he recorded his line, I guess. Like, cool. Ah, Duke Nukem. Such a classic game. I mean, really, you know, Doom and Duke Nukem kind of go together in many respects. You know, what did you say? What did you say, dear audience, that Doom and Duke kind of complete one another? I think it does. Oh yeah, we got the red key. We're just gonna avoid fighting those guys, cause fuck them. Number 5, motherfucker. God, that movie sucked. You know, it's like, how hard is a Doom movie? Just fucking make, you know, a shoot 'em up movie. How hard is that? That guy's right in my fucking face. Fuck out my face. Fucking Minotaur motherfucker. Of course all those fucking barrels. Oh man, that's a lot of barrels. That sounds like another of Sonic Mayhem's songs. You know, I wonder, did Sonic Mayhem do anything other than the Quake soundtrack? I could imagine they did, but I wouldn't know. Because, like, I don't care. I'm not gonna look it up again. Oh, but we definitely have... What's funny is I've been trying to record this for the past, like, 3 hours. Because I had to fix, you know, the computer problem. And then now, I'm back in the game, and I'm, like, already dead. My throat fucking hurts. Drink some water. Fuck water. I don't need any. I'm not weak. Like all the other YouTubers where they gotta constantly have gallons of water to do anything. I am strong. Why is there a yellow key there? I already have one? No, I don't want to quit the game, goddammit. I already have a yellow key? A yellow key! I know what I gotta do. Okay, wait. Maybe I just stay under here. Well, that didn't happen. I should already know what I have to do. Okay, run! Jump! Can I get out of here? Yeah, I can. Crouch jumping! Fuck that. Oh, I bet there's like something I have to hit or something. Ah, well, fuck it. Just fuck it. I just wants to finish this games. Yeah, I could get that soul sphere and the other thing, but you know what? Screw it. I don't need it either. I'm not weak. I am strong. Very strong indeed. But I'm not from Mother Russia, so I guess I'm not that strong. Honestly, I'd hate to be in a place that gets in the negative degrees. Which, I almost said YouTube. YouTube gets that cold. No, Utah gets that cold. On occasion. I gotta save the Marines! Stop eating them, you fucking asshole. You ass. Come on, get out! Yay! We saved one helper Marine. The Colonial Marine. Okay, there we go. But yes. Now I wonder if I was ever popular. You know what I really want to be popular enough to have, though? My own TV tropes page. Because that requires a massive fucking fandom to, like, know... Oh, shit! Oh crap moment. GeneralLotz responds, oh shit, when a massive cyber demon begins shooting at him. Okay, did that Doom Marine die already? No. Really, Doom Marine? Yeah. Well, there he goes. I am so dead. Yep, and I exploded. My purple, fabulous Doom outfit. I've only this for the Project Brutality rocket launcher. Get out of the way, Doom Marine, you fucking moron! Get blown up already. Well, there he goes. I'll probably just kind of exploded into a massive amount of gore. He became a gore fast. Alright, come on. Perfect boss fight. Cyber Demon. Shoot it until it dies. Honestly, I always thought the Cyber Demon was kind of a lackluster boss. Until, you know, the Brutal Doom and Project Brutality one. Just because, you know, it's not that hard to beat most of the time. Well, until it can shoot more rockets and shoot them faster and have them more powerful. You know? Shit. Oh, that's real easy. That's why I died. Try this. There he is. Class 8 entity. I like how he just teleports right in front of the rocket, because he's the smartiest. Alright, this is actually chipping away his health pretty good. And it's easier to kill him with this than the rocket, because, well... Oh, shit. I was going to do the melee. Okay. Let's do it. Attack! I'll lead the charge! Move me closer, I want to hit him with my sword. Save. Oh, I didn't want to go on the elevator. The lift. Well, you know what? A lot of people don't even question it now. It's like, you can say lift in America, mainly because of video games. Because in some video games, they call it the lift. Although, people still don't call chips fries. Or fries chips. Well, I could go with some fries. Maybe some chips. Okay, what did I kill him for anyway? I don't even... I don't remember the context of me and why I killed the Cyber Demon. I do not know why I killed him. But it was a mighty battle, and I have slain him and laid him low. And blew him to glorious chunks and gibs. Alright, let's go. Oh, do take longer. Come on, Duke Vader, hurry it up. I want to go finish this particular thing and... Oh, come on. Just go! But yes, I'm thinking eventually, I always say eventually because I never know when this is going to happen. Just because I have so much less free time now. You know, after Doom is thoroughly redone, I'm tempted to try to start playing a few PS2 games again. You know, because I still have that PS3 that plays PS2 games and not PS3 games because the Blu-ray laser broke. Hey, can I go through here? I can't even crouch jump through there. Can't Freeman that shit. Can't be like, oh, Gordo. But anyway, what was that? Yeah, there's PS2 games, you know, like the Jack and Daxter. I've been interested in playing those, actually, along with another game. I can't recall what it is at the moment. Okay, do I have all the keys? Yeah, I do. Cool. And Ratchet and Clank, just because I've heard so much about them. Yay, Lab Complex... Ugh, Lab Complex... Whatever. We will complete this entire episode. Well, that guy got killed. Got stomped. But yes, I want to start doing something. I want to start doing something different than what I've been doing recently. You know, with all my various videos, because I don't want to just keep doing the same stuff over and over again. Because you remember back in the early days of GeneralLotz, I often would review a wide variety of different things. Really. Okay, so I can't shoot that. Can't get in here. Do a wide variety of things, including console games. Because that's back in the days when I did pretty much anything I wanted. I just kind of settled on PC games, Doom, and AVP. Mainly because that's what got the most views. I'm not gonna lie on that one. You know, I do anything Doom related and everybody watches it. So it's like, okay, what did that switch do? Well, you came from somewhere. You idiots also spawned. Oh, they opened that. Why didn't I notice that? I must be getting tired now. But yeah, doing something like that, maybe, because I do have a pretty good stock of PlayStation 2 games. And I could always, you know, emulate those games. But some of those games, but see, the PSX2, or PCSX2, does emulate things fairly well. I was able to emulate AVP Extinction, believe it or not. Although what's funny, if you notice in the video, and if you go watch it after I tell you this, you'll notice it every time. Everything moves kind of slow in that. It doesn't move that slow when I don't record it. I just didn't mention it in the video because it's like, oh, it moves slightly slower because of that. Nobody cares, right? But it does. But things move slightly faster in the original, and if I'm not recording. What's kind of funny though is literally a week after the original review came, or after the review came out, I actually got a new graphics card. And what's hilarious, really, is the fact that the new graphics card can run it without any slowdown whatsoever. And what's really funny is, you know, I did play some PSX2 games with this new graphics card. And, you know, no slowdown. This NVIDIA is pretty good. I don't know why I played Fallout 4 on all low. I guess I just thought, oh, it's a 2015 game. This card possibly can't do it. And, well, it did. So, yeah, I did not use a lot of logic there. It's still interesting that a card as old as this can run that. And so, once again, most thanks to Wizard of Odd for giving the old General this awesome card. Because, damn, son. Damn. I'm looking good. You know, I really want a new Duke Nukem game. You know, it's funny, after playing Duke Nukem Forever and doing the Duke Nukem month, I'm kind of a big fan of Duke Nukem again. You know, after kind of shitting on him during my mini-hate period. It was like, oh, Duke Nukem sucks, he's just Sonic the Hedgehog in Duke Nukem form. It's like, really? But that's what happens, you know, that's what happens with depression, that's why it's such a big deal. You know, you gotta be careful. You don't want depression to really get you down too much, otherwise you can start hating on random shit that you once liked. I mean, that is a big thing. That's one of the main reasons why, you know, it's like, oh, depression is a disease or something. Don't say that. Just, you have to really fight hard not to fall into that, you know. You can make any excuses you want, but eventually it comes down to you to fight, you know. Yeah, we can definitely tell I'm getting tired. I'm waxing on about depression. Oh, shit. You fucking cunts. But at least I got him. At least I grave killed him. And that is always fun. Now, eventually, I also got to do that Call of Duty month, where I do the various Call games. But I don't know. I mean, Call of Duty's fine, I guess. I can see why it got so popular, but goddamn if it's boring now to me. I don't know. You know, it's funny. For many people who got into first-person shooters, I think it really was their doom. And I know I've mentioned this before. I think I have. The thing is, I remember back when I started doing these Let's Plays, okay, I can't say the same thing over and over again. I can't do it. Then I thought, okay, that means I'm like, shit. Okay, you know what? God mode. Not gotta. Okay, you know what? I'll do it one more time. Legitimate, okay? One more time, legitimate. I want to finish this whole episode. That's the thing about, you know, Whispers of Satan. I didn't want to go too long in it because I didn't think anybody would watch it. But then again, this is pretty popular, and I think a lot of you guys probably would like to see a good playthrough of this, just as fans. Cause like, if I was just to watch gameplay footage, I'd watch it without some idiot yammering, especially some idiot such as myself. See, I will never say that I am not an idiot, because I are one. I'm one of those random annoying YouTube people that just can't shut up. It's like, just shut up and shoot a fucking demon already, you fucking cunt. No. Well, then you're a fucking cunt. Good! I like being one. But anyway. You know, for something as simple as that would have blown people's minds back in the day. Although you know, there's one game that never really got that popular that I was a big fan of. I still am. I need to review that one day. One day. Oh shit! Fucking Donkey Kong in it. Fucking purple Donkey Kong motherfucker. Although he has nothing on the original DK. If I'd been fighting DK, I would be dead right now. Because Donkey Kong, he don't play around when he throws a fucking barrel. No, I wonder. I need to get a Wii at some point. I think you can emulate that. I would like to play that latest Donkey Kong game. Because back in the day, I was a big fan of Donkey Kong Country. Huge fan, actually. Got a crouch jump. Gonna Gordon Freeman up in this. I was a big fan of Donkey Kong Country. Never played Donkey Kong 2 or 3, though, believe it or not. But yeah, it's funny about the internet. It's like, half the shit that I liked growing up, everybody hates apparently, or the prevailing opinion is it's shit. But Donkey Kong pretty much is universally loved, you know? So, apparently I had some taste. Some taste. Not much, it would seem. Like, Donkey Kong... Although, you know what's funny? I remember reading an article about how Donkey Kong was a bit overrated, but I don't see how. I mean, it's a platformer, but a really, really good platformer. So, like, I guess in many respects, Donkey Kong was like the Call of Duty of its day, right? Except it actually had, you know, soul, whereas COD doesn't. Although, I guess, you know, COD probably has soul. I mean, I imagine the developers don't set out to just make a boring, generic game. They would set out, of course, to make the best game they possibly could, and that is something you can respect, you know? They're trying to do the best they can to please a massive fan base. And I mentioned this to one of my Patreon backers, you know, when you become popular, even as limited popular as I am, you want to please the audience. Because you want to keep getting popular. And you like it when the audience is like, good video, man. I mean, people on YouTube, they live for that. I do to a point, but one of the things I always expected was everyone to hate all the videos that I do, which is weird, right? Oh, that's nasty. But, you know, when everybody liked it, they like me. They really like me. And so it's like, I like it when the audience is happy, so I try to make you guys as happy as possible. But eventually, you know, I kind of get sick of just doing Doom and Aliens. I want to do something else, you know. I want to do fucking Jack and Daxter, whatever that game actually is. That's the one with the robot, right? No, it's Ratchet and Clank. That's the one with the robot. Okay. I forget what Jack and Daxter is. But anyway, I want to do that just because that sounds interesting to me. It really does. It truly does. Or maybe that, maybe do another Dragon Quest game. I think it's like a Dragon Quest game on Steam, of all things. That's cool. Right there. Seeing those little... It's amazing what can really be done with Doom. But, yeah, I'd like to start doing some things that are a bit non-Doom related. Although, it's like, it's not your guys' fault that I don't do it. It's just nobody watches. So it's like... And the thing about Let's Plays is I mainly do them more for just kicking back than expecting to get a lot of views. Now with Doom, I always get a lot of views, but you know the Let's Play, nothing, you know? And a lot of you guys have just come out and said, you know, you don't watch the Let's Plays. Which is fine, because it is a big time commitment to sit here and listen to me ramble, but I personally like it. Now, there's some people on YouTube who are like, you don't want to hear us ramble for 45 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I do! Please, continue! Because usually, the Forgotten Weapons guys, what's his name? Ian and Carl, that's his name. I like both of those guys. They're very entertaining to listen to, because they're like, they're more along the lines of something I would want to listen to when it comes to guns. Like, they're gun nerds, okay? It's like, they're the Spoonie of guns. How about that? They're the Spoonie and nostalgic... No, I'm not going to say that. They're the Spoonie of guns, alright? And I like hearing that. I like listening to that. Cyborg Marines. I like listening to that, but their videos are very long. And so it's like, talk more about stuff I like, please. Don't think that the audience is going to get bored. I know I'm probably not the only one that wants to hear them prattle on about various guns and guns theory longer than they do. We already went through there. You know, I would do more gun stuff, but it's harder for me to go out to the range, and it costs a lot of money to go to the range, you know. That's why you don't see too many gun reviews anymore, because there's just not enough money to support that anymore. Because, like, a lot of the YouTube gun people, they have, you know, like, maybe even their own range, or they know people there. I don't. I'm just random guy, okay? I am random McRandostein guy. So they don't have to, they don't care. And I can't, and the other problem is, I can't, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys. Portal testing labs. You finally found the other Marines. Now it's time to make a final push to the portal testing area. Clear the area, set the portal's destination to Earth, and escape this nightmare. Now we're going to leave this shithole or die trying. Oorah! Let's do it! This is actually really cool. This is fucking brilliant. Sadly, these Marines will all die, and I will too. You know what? Surrender! Well, some of you guys are stuck on walls. I needed health anyway. You could have gave me some more health, dudes. Also, they're not... I should just... I wonder if I could command them just to stand still and not get in my way. Because, like, I always feel bad whenever they die. It's like, I don't want the helper Marines to die because they're cool. Except they... Look, he ran right in front. You saw him. He ran in front of my plasma. This is a very cool little level here. It's like... It's a set piece, really. And it works. Doom can work with set pieces. And it can be seen right here. I'm gonna die. Because it's just one big rush to the exit. And I thought when I played this, it was like, I was blown away. Because it felt so... Let me put it this way. Modern games should be way better than they are when it comes to complexity. Because Doom pulls off modern. It pulls it off really well. As you can see here. And it's like, it just goes to show you that when you simplify it too much, it's just not as good. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Give help. I'm a cheating. I know I'm a cheating, but we're at the end. And that's the thing. You know, modern games, they're just... They are lazy. Because this is modern. What we're doing here is completely modern. And it works better because it has classic... It has gameplay. There. I said it. That's why Dark Souls did so well. Because it has fucking gameplay. You know? Instead of just fucking regenerative health all the time. Regenerative health can work, you know? Like, you know, I think Wolfenstein New Order did it well. Quite well, indeed. And one of the reasons why it did so well was the fact that you still had to collect healing kits, but you had that one little bit of health come back. That's what I like about Project Brutality, is that you have a little bit of health come back, you know, and it makes things... You know, maybe I'm not as hardcore as I was. I don't think I liked it even as a kid. One of the things I like to do if I got really pissed off at the game, I would cheat. Because it's like, you know, fuck it, I'll just fucking finish it however I want. So, you know, with this, I still had to give myself some health. So, having a little bit of it come back does take away some of the frustration factor. But, you know, I hate to admit it, some of that frustration factor isn't bad. You know? Because, like, the more frustrating a game is, when you finally do succeed, you do feel a little happier for it. You feel like you accomplished something. You feel like you made something. Made the most of something. And that's good. That's why Dark Souls is so... I don't know if that's why it's so popular, but that's one of the reasons why I like it. When you finally defeat a boss... Of course, having the ability to cheat does make making videos a lot easier. But when you do finally defeat a boss in Dark Souls, you feel real good about it. Because, like, you, the player, had to do it. It wasn't some scripted thing, you know? Oh, God, I remember doing this in Project Brutality. See, I earned that fucking cheat. Because, God, doing this in Project Brutality was way harder. Because, like, there's a special Hell Knight they use. And they're not going to use it, obviously. Well, it's obviously not going to be in here. I think it's just going to be standard Hell Barons. There's a particular kind of Hell Knight. It's a Centaur Hell Knight. And that fucking asshole will fucking demolish you. Because, like, his plasma beams will have splash damage. And so we're going to get there in a minute. We're going to get to this little arena. And in this arena... you have barely any room to maneuver. I must have died a million times to it. And you know what? I enjoy dying a million times to it, you know? So I guess it depends on my mood, alright? Sometimes dying a lot is good, makes you feel good. Sometimes dying a lot is bad, it makes you pissed off and slam the controller into the ground. Ultimately, it comes down to, are you having fun? The answer is, I'm having fun with this particular thing. Yeah, oh god, I remember this. But see, it doesn't happen that much in this, you know? It's not like you're constantly just, oh god, I turned a corner and died instantly. That just annoys me. Alright, so, let's grab these band-aid boxes, shall we? And there's no armor in here. Why would there be? Let's, save. Flip the switch. What? Aw, oh, shit. I thought that was just Project Brutality. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GeneralLotz Dies a Lot. Or Let's Try to Play. Remember those? Or Let's Play Doom Nightmare. That's a fucking nightmare with these fucking assholes. Now let's play fucking Project Brutality. These are a special kind of enemy in Project Brutality. Oh god. It was hard to beat this when I... No, I couldn't even do that in Project Brutality. God damn, no wonder it was so good. Alright, you fucking assholes. See, look at that! Fucking splash damage! Yep, dead. Alright, so we will let them teleport in. Alright, boom. Save. Save. And... What's up, it's the flamethrower. In Brutal Doom version 19, you had the flame plasma. I thought that was kind of cool, actually. Look at the kind of look at the damage those things do. And look at how little room you have to actually maneuver in. Look at that. Oh yeah, these probably have the health of a goddamn cyber demon. Okay, we gotta do something smart. Okay, we'll use the rocket. Maybe it'll do more damage? No, rocket does barely any more damage. I doubt... Yeah, I died instantly. Like I said, this will make me feel quite good when I finish it. Or I'll shout and scream, or just click on God. I'm thinking I might do that. Oh god, what kind of an asshole would I be if this is how I defeat him? That does a lot of damage! Well, I'm not going to do that. We're going to God mode it, because I want to actually finish this. But look at that! Look at how much damage these guys take. Let me tell you this. I did this legit. No God mode, no give health, no nothing. I did this fucking thing in Project fucking Brutality. And this was every bit as brutality as you'd expect. You know? Because, god damn. Alright, we almost got him. Yay! Look at that. Turn God mode off. Got the little portal governry, and we jump into it, and we say, we are done. You did it! Despite the death of all your companions, you destroyed the 2 impotent demons guarding the portal. Your ticket back home is finally here. As the sole survivor of this nightmare, you step out of the portal to claim your righteous prize. The green fields of Earth at last. Seems like you're somewhere in the mountains at east of California. It's always California, isn't it? But something just doesn't feel right. There's something strange in the air. You'd better investigate. And so that, ladies and gentlemen, is the very first episode of Hell on Earth Starter Pack. A very, very well-made WAD, to say the least. And we're now a third done. There's still a shitload more to go. And it's just absolutely amazing. And yeah, we do go to that city, and we kick some demon ass. So, seeing that, I am GeneralLotz. I wish you good. Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and good Wolfenstein New Order, or whatever makes you happy.